Okay. Some parts of church are a bit moved, seems. Um, that'll be a fix to do later. My roof is gone. This is on the floor. This is still here, thankfully. So, anyways. Hello, everyone. Shalom. Welcome back. We are back in Thursday. It's a beautiful Thursday. 5:30 p.m. We are now going to be reading through chapter 3. I'm going to be reading chapter 3 of the book now. So we're going to continue through the book of Acts. But first, with this one, of course, with the Bible study, we do the beginning prayer and then this prayer. I hereby join myself to the Master, Yeshua the Messiah, or the Righteous One, who is the bread of life and the true light, the source of eternal salvation for all those who hear him. Like a branch that remains in a vine, so may I remain in him, just as he also remains in the Father, and the Father in him, in order that they may remain in us. And may the grace of the Master, Yeshua the Messiah, and the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit abound to us. Amen. So, chapter 3. Last week we talked about the week before we talked about the celebration of Pentecost, the tabernacles and Passover. Last week we talked about the giving of the Torah and the disciples, and now this week of chapter 3 we are going to be reading the pilgrims from the wide diaspora. We talked about the pilgrims in the first chapter, and we are returning back to them in the third. So, without further ado, let's start. The roaring sound of spiritual wind that filled Solomon's portico did not go unnoticed. A crowd of pilgrims quickly converged in the courtyard near the colonnade to investigate the sound. They gathered around the place where disciples had assembled, and each man heard the testimony about Jesus of Nazareth explained in his own native language. And although the miracle of the languages portends the expansion of the message to Gentile nation, that expansion did not occur until much later in Luke's story. So the men gathered around the disciples that morning, and they were all Jewish. And in the days of the apostle, most Jewish people lived in the diaspora, that is, aspired in lands outside of Israel. And Jews living outside the land of Israel still regard Jerusalem as their spiritual capital city, and many endeavored to make pilgrimage to the holy city at least once in their lifetimes. During the 3 annual pilgrimage festivals of Passover, Pentecost, and Tabernacles, Jews from all over the world arrived in Jerusalem. Josephus says, as the days of our forefathers, a great multitude, tens of thousands of men gathered together. Luke describes them as devout men from every nation under heaven. And he said that in Acts 2 verse 5. But he made it clear that they were all Jews, and later in the account, Luke explained that the crowd consisted only of Jews and proselytes in Acts 2 verse 10. And Greek-speaking Judaism used the word proselytos, to mean a legal convert in Judaism, and proselytes were legally Jewish. They were shocked to hear the Galileans speaking in the language of the lands from which they came, but it did not indicate that they were Gentiles, because in the day of the apostle, the Jewish diaspora included most of the known inhabited world. Josephus, citing the ancient writer Strabo, states that the Jews were already in all the cities, and it's hard to find a place in habitable earth that has not admitted this tribe of men and is not possessed by them. And Luke lists his 15 different place names and nations from which the crowd had come from. And representing a variety of location, he spread around 3 continents, and each location contained a Jewish community. And Jews from all over the wide diaspora considered Jerusalem their spiritual capital. And the 3 pilgrimage festivals drew visitors to Jerusalem, and from the vast, far-flung Jewish communities, and the crowd in the temple that gathered around the apostle represented the wide array of languages spoken in the various lands from which they had come. The list of nations loosely reflects the tale of 70 nations in Genesis, and it says, "From these the coastland of the nation were separated in their lands, everyone according to his tongue, according to their families, into their nations." Genesis 10 verse 5. The very beginning of the book. The miracle of the 70 tongues began the fulfillment of the master prediction, and it said that repentance for forgiveness of sins will be proclaimed in his name to all nations, beginning from Jerusalem. In Luke 24 verse 47. Each person present heard the gospel proclaimed in his own native tongue, and in addition to the visitors to Jerusalem, many Judeans and Galileans were also present, and they exclaimed, "Why are not all these who are speaking Galileans? And how is it that we each hear them in our own language to which we were born?" In Acts 2 verse 7 to 8. And they said, "We hear them in our own tongue speaking of the mighty deeds of God." In Acts 2 verse 11. Ordinarily, common Galileans spoke only Aramaic, with a little Hebrew and Greek, and if the outpouring of the Spirit occurred in the upper room, the scene all over the world assembled around the house with the upper room, and how are they able to hear disciples speaking to them in the various languages? If the outpouring of the Spirit occurred in the temple, the scene makes perfect sense. As noted above, the miracle of the languages alludes to the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, and alludes to the story of the Tower of Babel, to which the Lord confuses the languages of humanity and scattered the families of men across the earth. And the gospel in all languages reverses the curse and summons humanity to return to unity under the kingdom of heaven. The holy city, Messianic Jerusalem, takes the place of the unholy Tower of Babel. In the Messianic era, all nations will speak the holy tongue, and it says, "For then I will give to the people's purified lip, that all of them may call on the name of the Lord to serve him shoulder to shoulder." Zephaniah 3 verse 9. Tower of Babel is also in the beginning of the Bible. It was right after the story of Noah. So start with Adam and Eve, and then Cain and Abel, Tower of Babel, Noah, then Jacob and Esau, which that's what we talked about last week on Sunday. Now this chapter was actually short. So, but we got the questions. The first question was, what are the 3 annual pilgrimage festivals? Remember, you each get 20 seconds. You can type in chat. What were the 3 annual pilgrimage festivals? I'm just going to spin in circles for now. The answer to question 1 is Passover, Pentecost, and the 3 tabernacles. How did you grab the door? A lot of stuff in the church have been broken today. A bunch of stuff are moved, and now these stuff are frozen, and one of my speakers are on the floor. I think someone's messing with my church. I'm doing Bible study right now. We're live. If you want to join for a bit. Anyways, question number 2. So the answer to question number 1 was Passover, Pentecost, and the 3 tabernacles. Question number 2. What is meant by the term proselyte in the New Testament? I'm gonna spin in circles again. Oh, and also for some reason there's a button on the outside of the church. I'm not gonna do nothing with that. No, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. I'm just gonna delete the button. I'm gonna delete it for now. Alright, come on, come on. Anyways, the answer to question number 2, proselyte stands for proselytos, to mean a legal convert in Judaism. And finally, question number 3, if everyone present in the temple is Jewish, why do they speak other languages? Maybe you should also know this. It's in a part of the Bible where God changed languages. It's easy. This one's easy. This one's very easy. It has to do with the tower. It has to do with the tower. Five, four, three, two, one. Uno. You win. The answer is the languages change. Wait, hold on. Yeah, the languages change because of the Tower of Babel. Oh, it was. You can change. You can change directions. It's looking through the screen instead of the actual front of the camera. If everyone present temple-wise speak other languages, it'd because the Tower of Babel. The gospel in all languages reverses the curse and summons humanity to return to unity under the kingdom of heaven. The holy city, Messianic Jerusalem, takes the place of the unholy Tower of Babel in the Messianic era, and that all nations will speak the holy tongue. And for then I'll give to people purified lip, and that all of them may call on the name of the Lord to serve him shoulder to shoulder. Zephaniah 3 verse 9. Alright, so we made it. 20 minutes. Not bad. It's actually not bad. You can buy fly. It's like 1,000 tokens or something like that. Like, can't give people free fly though. Some of these stuff are grabbable, I think. So, anyways, shalom. We're gonna do the prayer and stuff, and then the dismissal. Um, on the road. Look outside. Oh wow! What is that? 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 Whoa! Is that a wave? Is that water? Wait. So wait. Wait. Maybe the button. Maybe that button. Hold on. I need to bring that button back. Maybe the button like. Why is that button not coming back? I need to spawn it back. Why are there so many gizmos here? Hold on, maybe this like reverses everything. I need to connect everything though. I'm gonna I'll let you press the button, cause either way it doesn't really matter. Cause as long as everything gets reversed. I don't know why there's so many animation gizmos. It's not ready yet. There's like a bunch of gizmos. I have no idea why. I don't know why I need so many animation gizmos. I'm gonna connect these back. I'm still working on it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But all I know is that I'm not the only owner of this place. We may have a poster among us. I don't mean it in that game way. I mean it like actually. All right, you can press the button now. I think this will like reverse everything maybe. Yeah. Wait, who built this? Who did this? No, I know you didn't do this, man. Like you never even built this church. Oh my gosh, everything's destroyed. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna check who works here. I know I don't have that many people. I probably didn't have only had one guy or two maybe. No? Wait a minute, the creator button, where is it? Wow, the only thing that's still standing. Of course me. My alt account, who used to be my camera. There's only one guy who works here. Sprite. He's the only owner here. Wait a minute. Nah, he's on an older version. But it hasn't updated in a week. How would he... There's no way he could have built this. So I blocked him. And I'm gonna get him off of the owner stuff. 'Cause he kind of been the only one who did this. Um, alright, I removed him. I can get rid of Cosmo. He's my old account anyway, my alt account. So, I mean, I don't really use him anymore anyway. It was like a warning to like tell us that that thing was gonna come because I guess it could push us. I guess gravity works in this game. This is, dude. Well, we thought it could reverse everything. Besides, we had to get rid of this water. Wait, hold on. What does this say? Oh, sandbox button. Okay, that's normal. Unless maybe we still have a chance. The barrier's gone. The barrier's gone. You can just walk up here now. He didn't even stick the letters on that thing, man. Oh my. Well, we need to get outside the church though, because that water's gonna push us. Why you scream like that? Okay, so I mean the kitchen's fine. They didn't do nothing to the kitchen or dining room. Um, but the whole synagogue, the entrance. Nah, not the play place. Yo, wait, what happened to the playground? Where are all the pieces? They're gone. It's just the roof and the ladder. And the carousel's broken. It's on the floor. There's no way I can rebuild all this in a week. Wait a minute, but I still have a chance though because on the bright side, I had another church that used to do Bible studies, but I didn't use anymore because I did them in here. Yeah, I banned him. Yeah, so I found the guy who did it. I banned him from this room. I took away his owner. Fire did it. Fire, cause he was the only owner here. Cause Cosmo's my alt account, and there isn't any other co-owners or any moderators or nothing. Yeah, I banned him. I took away his owner and I blocked him. Now it makes sense that you could grab the door. He unfreezed everything to move it. And that's why the roof and everything was all disconnected. Oh my gosh, the table's broken in half. No, dude, it's not your fault. I mean, we thought it would work. I'm not gonna blame nothing on you, man. It's not your fault. It was my idea to get that button back. I thought it would like rebuild everything, but I guess not. No, now I see why they're like 15 animation gizmos. I don't know how many. I'm not even gonna count them. Probably like 10. But I mean, as I said, on the bright side, I have another church. I guess that's gonna be an emergency church. Um, I think I think this call I think this calls for how do you say it? Lesson of the day. If you're gonna build something special, don't give people permissions because they might ruin it. That's the moral of the story of today, I guess. Um, I mean, I can delete the water though. The water's gone. Um, yeah, now nothing's gonna push us. But this church, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to save this. Like, I know this is my church and everything, but honestly, like, I kind of gotta give it to him though. The animating's kind of good, and this, I guess, this is the only speaker that stayed standing. This is the only one that stayed up. All the other ones are on the ground. They're not frozen. I guess the guy didn't want to hurt Jesus. Um, we have him here like for decoration, so I can like take a picture with him and stuff. Yeah. Rome? Fire destroyed this. He didn't even spell outside right. That I guess. Um, I'm gonna have to figure out and see what to do with this. The sign fell in front of me and that scared me. Okay, so a whole church got destroyed and yet there's still a bookshelf here and that these barriers are still here. Um, I don't think there's a way. Oh, there is a way back. Okay. This was the play area. I could delete the wall and see what it. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe this could be something to survive. Thankfully there's like this little barrier thing. The carousel. This is a carousel. And the playground. Everything got deleted, and the walls are gone, and the sign is floating. I don't know. Jealousy maybe. Anger. I don't know. Besides, the dude was barely even online. I don't know how he gets time to do this. Maybe. They do have rec.net. I can delete the wall, I can delete the wall. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're trapped. So we got Bible study over. Um, this happened. A giant water came out, forcing us outside of the church, and this bun did absolutely nothing to help. Um, anyways, I'm just gonna end here. We're gonna start doing churches in our Bible study now. Our Bible study church. I guess that's gonna be our emergency church in case anything happens to the original one. I'm gonna try my best to rebuild everything again. I'm gonna have to get rid of this one, cause there's no getting this perfectly good again. We're gonna do a remodel. We're gonna do everything all over again. And then once it's done, then we're gonna do the grand reopening of a new church. And oh, I banned him, I blocked him, and he's no longer owner of this place. Um, and I don't suggest that he's going to be anymore in any of my rooms at all. Anyways, I'm just gonna end it here. Shalom, and I'll see y'all Sunday.